I wasn't supposed to be the problem that morning, but somehow, the second I stepped into that cabin, I became it. She didn't whisper, it didn't hesitate, just planted herself in the aisle phone already, up, voice sharp and confident like she'd rehearsed it. I'm not sitting next to her. That seat is mine. And just like that, every eye turned toward me. You know that feeling when the air changes when a room quietly decides you don't belong? Yeah, that one. But let me rewind because moments like this never start where they explode. They start way earlier in places no one's watching. That morning had been calm, almost boring. I got dropped off at the airport just after sunrise. Coffee in one hand, carry-on in the other, moving with the kind of focus you only get after years of forcing yourself to belong in spaces that weren't built for you. Airports do that to me. They remind me of where I came from and how many times I was told no before anyone said yes. I wasn't dressed flashy, just clean, professional, intentional. Nothing about me was trying to stand out, and that's kind of the point. I was flying under the radar on purpose. No priority announcements, no special treatment. I wanted to experience what regular passengers experienced because that's where the truth lives. You can't fix problems you never feel. Boarding was smooth gate agents, polite the usual pre-flight hum. Then she appeared. Loud laugh, expensive bag entitlement dripping off every step. She cut the line like it owed her something, waving her boarding pass around like a backstage pass to the world. I clocked it, but I didn't engage. Not yet. When first-class boarding was called, she surged forward, almost proud of it, like she was reclaiming territory. I followed behind, boarding pass ready scanner, beeped green, and that's when she turned around and looked at me. Really looked. Head to toe, slow, deliberate. Are you sure you're in the right group? She asked. Voice sweet enough to sting. I smiled, kept it calm. Yes, I am. That should have been it. It never is. She slowed down on the jet bridge, blocking my path while muttering about standards and how airlines don't verify anything anymore. Inside the cabin, she claimed space, immediately spreading her things out, answering a call at full volume. First class, obviously. She said, laughing, then glanced at me. You wouldn't believe who they're letting up here these days. I felt it in my chest, that familiar tightening, the quiet math running through your head. Do I speak? Do I stay quiet? Do I protect my peace or my dignity? I reached my row, pointed to my seat, and that's when she snapped. Oh no, that's not happening. She stood up fast, blocking the aisle like she owned it. There's been a mistake. I handed her my boarding pass. She grabbed it, grabbed it, examined it like she was a detective in a bad TV show. This can't be real, she said loudly. People like you don't fly first class. She didn't even flinch saying it. The cabin went quiet, the uncomfortable kind. I could feel people watching without wanting to be seen watching. Someone shifted in their seat. Someone else stared at their phone a little too hard. I kept my voice even. That's my assigned seat. She laughed, sharp and dismissive. I work in this industry. I know fraud when I see it. A flight attendant approached, young, nervous, clearly not paid enough for this. She turned on him immediately. This woman is trying to steal my seat with a fake ticket. I want her removed. I could hear my heart beat, not from fear, but from anger, that slow burn that comes from being reduced to a stereotype you never agreed to play. Then she went live. Phone up, red dot, blinking. Narrating like she was exposing some grand conspiracy. You guys will not believe this, she said to her followers. I just caught someone trying to scam first class. She turned the camera toward me without asking, without caring. Comments flooded in hearts, laughing emojis, people cheering her on. That's when I realized this wasn't just harassment, it was performance. She found my business cards in my bag while reaching overhead and held them up like a joke. CEO. She laughed. This is insane. Fake ticket, fake identity. She sat down in my seat, adjusted it slowly, smug, victorious. Much better, she announced. That's how you deal with criminals. I stood there, still quiet, letting her talk. Because sometimes the loudest thing you can do is let someone expose themselves. When the senior crew member arrived, then the captain, she practically glowed. Finally, someone with authority, she said. I demand she be arrested." The captain looked at me, really looked, and something shifted. He took a breath. "Miss Carter," he said clearly respectfully, "I apologize for this situation. Would you like this passenger removed for harassing the owner of this airline?" It was like watching someone get unplugged from reality. Her face drained of color. "Owner," she stammered. "That's not funny." I stepped forward, then voice calm, steady the way you speak when you're done proving anything. "My name is Ava Carter. I founded this airline 11 years ago." The cabin erupted. Gasps, whispers, phones up again, but for a different reason. She shrank into the seat, hands shaking, phone still recording her collapse in real time. "This isn't real," she whispered. "You don't look like—" She stopped herself too late. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't insult her. I didn't need to. "You assumed I didn't belong here because it was easier than questioning your bias," I said. "And you did it publicly." Security met us at the gate. She was escorted off, still in shock, still live streaming, still apologizing too late. By the time I reached baggage claim, the video was everywhere. People arguing, defending, condemning. Her employer issued a statement within hours. She was terminated by sunset. But here's the part that matters. I didn't feel victorious. I felt tired and motivated. Because what happened to me happens to people every day who don't get a microphone at the end of it. So I changed policies, training, reporting systems, accountability. Not because I wanted revenge, but because I wanted fewer stories like mine. So let me ask you something honestly. Have you ever judged someone before knowing their story? Or watched someone be treated unfairly and stayed quiet because it wasn't your problem? Drop it in the comments. Argue if you want. Reflect if you can. And if this story made you uncomfortable, good. That's usually where the truth starts.